dancers! What's good? My name is Mitch Paterson. I run for the University of Track and Field team, and I'm going to tell you my signature dish I love to eat. It's called Chicken Noodle Moup. Yes, you heard it, Moup. Why is it called Moup? Well, I took Soup and Mitchell together, and it was really unoriginal, and I actually just thought of it, so don't judge me too hard. So, yes, it's a chicken noodle soup dish. We're going to go through it. I'm going to teach you ways that you can use an Instant Pot to do it, and we're going to have fun. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is all your stuff here, you have your different vegetables. So you can use your celery, peppers, onions for some spice, and carrots. For this, you can cut into any bite-sized pieces you want with your knife, like I'm doing so. So that's the first part. You're going to get your vegetables prepared. So once you're done putting all your vegetables in, you then put all of it into a saute in your Instant Pot. All your vegetables first. Now, you don't need an Instant Pot to make this recipe work. I've tried it. It's very good still. You would then put into just a pot on your stove and wait for it to start sizzling. You then put in chicken broth. And the golden rule is to fill it up halfway of your Instant Pot or your regular pot. In this case, it would be, for me, 4 cups of broth. What I'm doing is a little different, actually. You might be thinking, Mitchell, I ain't no rocket scientist, but that's not broth. And I'm like, heh, that's what you think. So what I'm using right now to put into this dish, these are little bouillon cubes and vegetable cubes. And you know, this works really good with broth because it's a good way to make your broth a little bit more, not natural per se, but like less sugar in it. And it's a little bit more flavorful. So then once you get your bouillon cubes in there, you start stirring around, make it dissolve, and it's gonna smell really good. Next thing you do is you add your boneless chicken thighs into your soup and submerge it. I'm putting in 2 because I love my chicken. So if you only want 1 thing in there, that's fine. Just make sure it's submerged in there. And then you would start to get ready for your next step. Now for the Instant Pot way of doing it, what you would do is you would click your pressure cook and set it for 6 minutes. So it's gonna go, and it's gonna eventually go here, beep, 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 and it's on. So then that 6 minutes, it'll start to cook. Now, if you were doing the pot way, it's not 6 minutes. It's gonna take not a lot longer, but it will take longer. So with your broth in here and your chicken submerged, boiling, it'll take about 30 minutes for your chicken to be cooked well. Like this, yay! Yay! Yeah, it beeps a lot. I know, yeah, it beeps a lot. It's really beepy, yeah. Alright, so when that happens, now you're gonna let it stay vent for 10 minutes. Let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back when we unvent it. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm now gonna go up to the top of the thing here and go into venting. Now when you vent, you want to keep your distance a little bit because when you click it like this, you can see it will explode into the mistiness, so it could hurt if you touch it. So just let it vent, and when it's done venting, it will be ready to open. So now what we're gonna do, these next parts can be done simultaneously. So what we can do now is we can fetch out this chicken, right? And be careful because we can fetch out the chicken. Be careful, the chicken's gonna be a little tender, as you can say. So these next 2 parts you can do kind of at the same time. So the next part you're going to do is tear up this chicken apart. And while you're tearing the chicken apart, you can then, wait for this, off, go back to saute, because it's kind of like, saute is almost the equivalent as boiling on this thing. By the way, whenever you're doing this, all of this can be repeated on here. It'll just take a little longer. So when you pull the chicken out, you then put in the pasta that you want. Yeah, put in pasta, and then let it go for 10 minutes. And it'd be the same thing on the cooker. If you do that, pull the chicken out, put the pasta in, let it boil for 10 minutes, like regular pasta. So when you're all done with that, you then turn it off. You would then put your chicken into the thing. As you can see, the chicken's all shredded up, as per usual, when we were waiting for it to boil. So how I did that was with 2 forks. The other fork is MIA. But I do it with 2 forks, just rip it up into nice little shredded pieces, which is really nice, and then put it into the pot. Then let it cool off for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then your chicken noodle moup is done. Soup gang would love this next dish. Ooh, so good. Get it all nice and chicken noodled up. You see I have a lot of chicken because, you know, I like chicken. And then when you have your chicken, I like adding a little bit of Herbamare. Herbamare kind of spices up everything. It gives it like a nice, not spices up, I say spices up, but it doesn't really. It gives like a nice flavor to everything. Just melts in your mouth. And there you have it. Your chicken noodle moup is done in, I would say, like 35-40 minutes. Have a good one, Lancers. Stay safe.